Alright, let's get into match 3 of this league. So far we played against Blue-White Control in 1-2-1, and then we played against a possibly either very disconnecty or very salty Black-Red mid-range game. Hopefully our good luck will continue. Won the die roll, that's nice. This hand seems decent. Definitely not worth mulliganing, possibly could be better, but size pretty good, having counterspell backup's pretty good, Stonecoil Serpent's pretty good against most decks. Our opponent's not playing a companion though, so I'm not sure what to expect. I'm going to lead on Island and Stonecoil Serpent on 1, just in case we draw Ensoul Artifact or similar here. Okay, opponent plays Llanowar Elves, that probably puts them on mono green. Attack with Stonecoil Serpent, let's see if they want to trade. They almost never do. They do not. Play Mutavault. Steel Overseer. If they're playing mono green, it looks like we have a pretty decent setup for keeping up with the size of their creatures, because Steel Overseer is just very powerful against them. Looks like they're on the mono green ramp deck actually, instead of the usual one. Let's see if he wants to trade. Still does not. That's fine. Play outside. Let's see if he does anything big this turn. Usually turn 4 is a lot bigger for them than Voracious Hydra. Okay. Steel Overseer, that's fine. Get Darksteel Citadel. Voracious Hydra is a 4/5. If we play Stonecoil Serpent on 3, we can make a token and also leave up Metallic Rebuke, so I think that's what my plan is. And then we can play Karn next turn and have it be a big boy. Yeah, it looks like he's playing the mono green ramp deck instead of like the mono green play a 1-drop and then play a bunch of 3-drops that are 5/5s and whatnot. And if I'm being honest, that one is a little bit easier to beat, because this one can have like Nissas and sometimes Karns and other stuff like that. But if we can pressure them fast enough, at least, we should still be in a good spot. I'd be happier if we had like an Ensoul Artifact or an Antiquities War, because those are usually a bit better than Karns against this build of the deck. Oath of Nissa. Let's see what they reveal. Vorinclex. Okay, we're gonna counter the fuck out of that whenever it comes down. Which looks like it's this turn. Yeah, Vorinclex really fucking sucks for us, so can't let that one happen. Not today, bucko. He attacks for 4, which means we get to attack for a bunch next turn. Springleaf Drum's free because of Psy. Boop, boop, boop. Boop. Down tick. Attack. Opponent's at 10. We have an 8/8 to block with. We should be in a decent spot. If he gets Nykthos down, he can start playing very large Voracious Hydras and possibly be able to kill some of our Cardstruck tokens and whatnot, but he hasn't played one yet, so I think we're safe from that, at least for the time being. He's about to be in a spot where he can't let Construct tokens connect with him, so if we get a way to give them trample, that'd be awesome. Yeah, getting either a way to give the constructs trample, or like an Ensoul to slap onto Stone Coil Serpent, so we have a big boy with trample there. Or actually, I'd probably just Ensoul Thopter token at that point. Or just enough artifacts that we can make a wide enough board of flyers and attack and kill him and over the next couple of turns would be nice. Because if he leaves back Voracious Hydra, we're not going to be able to attack with these. Otherwise, he'll be able to trade for it, and that'll shrink our constructs. So we'll probably just be attacking with like a 9/9 or 10/10 construct token, and then these two next turn. And hopefully that'll be a fast enough clock to kill him. At least our board doesn't get like owned by Ugin, since it's mostly colorless threats. Nissa, that's fine. Nissa could be annoying, since it can just generate a bunch of blockers, but we'll have to see what happens, I guess. Attacking. Interesting. Do I eat the land or the 4/5? The land can grow into a 6/6. Either one of them kills Karn. And the land has vigilance. He can't block these with Burning Tree Emissary, so 2 gets in. Well, 3 gets in, no matter what. So 3, 4, 5. Blocks that. 6, 7, 8. We can aim for 8 next turn. And do that. So if we get an Ensoul, we can just kill him now, because of how he did that. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Maths for nerds, just turn all the guys sideways. There we go. Beautiful. So we bring in 2 Disdainful Strokes because that's just easy. I haven't really decided. Sometimes I bring Negate in against them, because it's good against the planeswalkers and stuff, but it doesn't get Vorinclex, and Vorinclex just like completely destroys us. So I think I might skip on it for this one. Also, sometimes I'll bring in like Damping Sphere, but all it really does is turn down the land insanity a little bit. I'd have to read Nissa to know if it stops that. I feel like, if I remember correctly, I think Nissa generates the extra green instead of the land generating the extra green, so it's not super great against that either. I'm gonna cut let's see. I feel like we need to be fast against this deck, so I'm gonna cut Witching Well. I'm gonna cut Hope of Gearper is just not that great, so I'm gonna cut 2 of them. I also don't think Emery's that good against this deck, so I'm going to cut that. I don't really want to cut Karns, because they're pretty good like we saw in the last one. I don't want to really cut Antiquities War, because I feel like playing Sai into Antiquities War is the main reasonable way that we win. Well, actually no, Antiquities War gets owned by Vorinclex, so I'm going to cut that for an Emery. We'll still have 2 Antiquities Wars that are possibly dead cards if he plays Vorinclex. Okay, so surely you're seeing a pattern now where we just have a bunch of cards that get turned off by that card. That sucks. Okay, so we don't have any threats in this hand, but we have Shadow Spear in case we play Karn and need Trample. And we have Disdainful Stroke, and we have 3 lands plus the Springleaf Drum Ornithopter to get a 4-drop early. So I'll keep it. And we'll just see what happens. We're also on the draw, so that gives us a bit extra time to draw something spicy. It's also possible that this just backfires, and I feel very, very sad. Phyrexian Revoker for Elvish Mystic is a nice draw. So I'm going to go Springleaf Drum, Ornithopter, Shadow Spear, pass. If he plays another Elvish Mystic, that'd be awesome. Burning Tree Emissary, no land yet. Oath of Nissa, possibly looking for the land. Gets an Elvish Mystic with it. Hell yeah. Alright, so we're naming the shit out of Elvish Mystic. And we get to play Karn the next turn after that, so that's awesome. Elvish Mystic, your time has come. You are only a 1/1 now. Have fun. So our opponent has not ramped at all this game now. And then we get to follow up with Karn downtick. Possibly downtick Karn again. And then Shadow Spear. Leaving up like Disdainful Stroke. That'd be cool. It's possible that the right choice is to just equip Shadow Spear to Phyrexian Revoker and leave up Disdainful Stroke this coming turn, but I really want to get Karn down as fast as possible to try to apply pressure, I think. And unless he can play unless he gets a bunch of ramp here, I don't think he'll have enough mana to do something that impactful, because he mostly needs 5 and 6 mana. And he's just going to have 4 if he plays a land and passes here, and then plays a land next turn. So we'll see. Nykthos. Okay, he has plenty of mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana exactly. Probably plays Nissa here. Vivian, okay. So he can kill Phyrexian Revoker now. Yep, and he does that. That's fine. He has 2 cards in hand. Well, it's sad that we lost the Revoker, but I still think I want to play Karn here. Well, I could Field of Ruin Nykthos, actually. That could be really good. Because he only has 2 cards in hand. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana at that point. But I can't do anything else this turn other than Disdainful Stroke something. But I can Disdainful Stroke something. Yeah, I think that's worth it. I'll just leave up Disdainful Stroke, hopefully not die. It's possible that this is enough of a tempo boost that he'll be able to just kill me still with what he has on board already, but I think it's worth risking to see how the game plays out. And hopefully he like attacks and then plays something, so then I can block an Elvish Mystic and then also counter something. Like, I would like to have gotten Karn down there, but I really don't want him to resolve a Vorinclex. It would make me very, very sad. He's just attacking with the team. Alright, I'll take 8. Yep. Second Sigh. Alright, let's see what happens. We might be going to Jesus soon. But if we don't, we have at least some life gain. Ah, damn it. Alright, we're going to Jesus, because that's 10 damage on board. What does he want to show us first? Activating Layer of the Hydra? Yeah. So because he just played Layer of the Hydra that turn, I probably should have just played Karn on the turn that I Field of Ruined him. I was scared of Vorinclex coming down though, and I think that's a reasonable fear. So I'm still fine with how I did there. Don't want to change how I sideboarded at all. I kind of want negate now, since we saw the other Vivian. I'm gonna cut a Hangerback Walker for it, since it's just another card that really sucks against Vorinclex. And this isn't a mid-range matchup, so it's not very useful. Like, he's not gonna burn through a Fatal Push on it or whatever. Maybe I should be playing some of the blue spells that are really good against red and green. Because I run into this matchup fairly often, and it's not the easiest. Screw it, I'm going to put in Damping Sphere too. Just try to make it as unfun as possible. Because I thought about it more, and Hangerback Walker just does not seem very good. Like, I feel like I'd just be more happy tapping 2 and playing a Damping Sphere than tapping 2 and playing a Hangerback Walker against this deck most of the time. Like, if he has a Vorinclex down, you have to pay 4 mana into it to have a 1/1. It just sucks. At least Damping Sphere, like, could possibly mess up his mana math or something like that. I'll take the play. Alright. So here's where decisions have to be made. Because this hand is great, except that it only has 1 land. I don't think this hand's good enough to risk it. I'm going to mulligan. Alright, this hand's okay. Do I want to get rid of the land, or do I want to get rid of one of the artifacts is the question. I could sort of see it going either way. I'm sort of leaning towards getting rid of an artifact, because I want to play Sai and we're on the play. I think I'd rather get rid of a Steel Overseer than Ornithopter. I'll just play Mutavault and pass. So we saw Natural State last game. Ooh, that's interesting. I think I'm just going to play Steel Overseer and see if he wants to Natural State it, because if I get to activate it next turn after I make a shit ton of artifacts, that would be very, very nice. Come on, no removal. He still could play a land into Natural State, and that'd be sad. But I could get like 6 power next turn. Or 6 flying power. That's actually relevant instead of the 1/4 that Sai is. Voracious Hydra. He's not casting it this turn because he doesn't have double green. Alright. Fingers crossed. No whammies. 2 mana. Ah, shit. Alright. That's sad. Might as well cast these Ornithopters. They're much less impressive without the extra 1/1 counters on them, I will say that. But our opponent hasn't ramped a ton yet, so hopefully that'll just still be the case. He has a Voracious Hydra that we know about, but that can't kill Sai yet. Why did I block that? Now he can play land and kill Psy. That was stupid. Jesus. I'm just fucking up all day now. Or no, he can't because it's a 1-2. He didn't play a land. Alright. Alright, Ensoul Artifact makes this more interesting. I'll say that. I'm just gonna, like, balls to the wall pressure him as much as possible. Since he missed a land drop there and also didn't ramp, it makes me feel more safe to do this. And also, like, there's not really another option. It's either that or I just, like, wait and lose the game eventually. Because every turn that we give them is another chance for them to play something ridiculous that kills us. Just have to go as fast as possible. I'm interested to see if he's gonna block this Mutavault here because he paused there like he might. He did not. Okay. So he's at 12, which puts him at 2 hits away from dying to our flying creatures. So that's nice. Natural state. Saw that one coming. Stone Coil Serpent's good. Makes another flyer for us, which, although being not very fast, does help us to win the game a bit faster. And it's a 4/4, so we'll be able to attack in with that without risk of it dying because of Burning Tree Emissary, at least currently on this board. Arcbow Ranger. Alright. Probably puts counters on something. Burning Tree, weird. That, I would say, is the wrong choice, but, you know, here we are. I think I just want to get rid of Vivian now. He can block 2. Get him down to a nice even 10. Attack Vivian with that too. So he has to block with Voracious Hydra for it to not die. And I'm fine with Voracious Hydra dying. Him putting the 2 1/1 counters on Burning Tree Emissary was probably just the wrong choice, because of the way that works out for us. A lot of people forget about the protection from multicolored thing on Stone Coil Serpent. So that's possible that that's what that was. Cool, Vivian's dead. Our opponent's at 10. Which gets us about an inch closer to killing him. But he still hasn't played much ramp. There's a piece of ramp, but it's not a land this turn, so he's still not playing a 5-drop yet, which is nice. And he could, like, he could triple block Stone Coil Serpent to kill it, but then that gets rid of 2 turns of him ramping, so that's just kind of fine too. Ooh, Metallic Rebuke is nice. Alright, let's attack for 6. Still no reason to attack with Sire Mutavault since it just dies to a 4/4. So now we have a Metallic Rebuke for if he taps all his mana and plays like a 6-drop or something. And we also have Psy up for if he draws a natural state and kills Stone Coil Serpent, we can just ditch Ornithopter 2 and get an extra card out of it. Elder Gargaroth. He only has 2 mana. Beautiful. That's not happening. Alright, we are a growth spell away from our opponent dying this turn. Karn's okay. Boop. 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 Unless he has another Elder Gargaroth, we should be able to win here. I'd rather kill the 2 pieces of ramp. So I'll do that. Yep, he's at 2. That's fine. Play Karn. Did I just miss lethal there? I don't think I did. I would have been able to get one more damage in if I attacked with Psy and Mutavault, but I would have lost Mutavault. And I wouldn't have been able to play Karn. Okay, does he have a way to kill Thopter tokens? That's the real question. It's the only question that matters here. Kill or block them. You got Nykthos. You can play probably what's ever in your hand. Is that another Gargaroth? Not a Gargaroth, but it is a way to kill one. So we're still in a decent spot at least, but we're not quite there yet. Being on the play versus on the draw makes such a huge difference playing this mono blue deck. It's unbelievable in some matchups. Alright. Emery's ooh, Emery's good. It can get back Stone Coil Serpent. So let's see, how do we attack here? If I animate Mutavault, I attack with Mutavault, Construct Token, Thopter Token, Psy, all at our opponent. He goes down to 1. He has 3 blockers to assign. I don't think that's worth it, because it doesn't kill him anyway. And he can get rid of Psy that way, and that's just kind of sad. He's not going to be able to... Yeah, I'm going to offer him the trade of the Construct Token for the Burning Tree Emissary. Which I assume he's going to take, but it's possible he doesn't. And I'm definitely getting in for 1 here. This Emery is getting either Steel Overseer or Stone Coil Serpent back. I haven't decided which one yet, but it'll just depend on whatever's useful at the time. If our opponent can get back into this game and beat us from being at 1 life, I might just cry. If I'm being honest here. Okay, Emery, especially with us having as stacked a board as we do right now. Opponent has 3 creatures in play. Or at least a land that can be a very large creature, and then also... Okay. Yay! Alright, so we're 3-0 now. That match was kind of hairy. Not really in that game, but in the other 2 at least. Hopefully we can keep up the good luck. We've just had a bunch of 2-1s so far, so I've been really satisfied with this league.